Hello y'all, welcome back to the channel. This is going to be a do-it-yourself. It is going to be a small resin and glass bead table, perfect size for a plant stand or a computer stand, or even just decorative. The first step what we're going to do is we're going to measure out our tabletop and cut it. The measurements for this table are 16 by 20 for the top, and it is going to be about 17 inches tall after the legs are put on, and the resin thickness. Next is to sand it, and then we're going to paint it. And if y'all don't mind, please hit the like and subscribe button. It'll help me immensely. Still trying to grow this channel a little bit. This project will be on my Etsy shop for sale, pretty much at cost. Just trying to make my money back so I can afford to do other projects like this. I work a full-time job, so I have to do this on my spare time. But hopefully if I do get monetized, I can do a little bit more of these projects, especially on the computer side. Alright, now we're going to paint the bottom, let it dry, and then we're going to paint the top. I used all hand tools for this project, but I did score a table saw for my next one, so it should go by a little bit faster and a little bit better quality. Now that that is done, we're going to let it sit for a day, and then we're going to coat it with some resin. I got this resin from Amazon.com. Seems to be the best place to acquire your resin. It's usually the cheapest. The stuff I'm using is a 1-to-1 ratio. It usually takes 40 minutes to set. I'm going to let it sit for a day so that way it's nice and hard before I go to the next step, which is to put the beads in and then pour more resin. Alright, so we're going to tape it up. That way when we pour our resin, it doesn't leak all over the place, and it gives us a nice thick coat over the beads. It is very important in this step to make sure it is nice and sealed, so that way no resin can leak through, because resin is a bitch to clean up and almost impossible to get off of anything. And as you can see, my cat Patches decided that she needed to make sure that I was doing everything right. I used several layers of tape to ensure that it would hold up to the weight of the resin. Alright, next step is to put the beads in there and make our pattern. I'm going to do a tree. And as you can see, I had to go back to the store and grab more beads. I highly underestimated how many beads it took. Back with more beads. Now we can finish the picture. Arranging all these beads into a tree pattern took quite a while, but I think it came out pretty good. Alright, now I'm going to take it back to the shed without trying to spill the beads, and then we're going to pour the resin. Make sure that you are on a level surface when you do, so that way your resin comes out even. I did several 8-ounce batches of resin. It took almost a half a gallon of resin to cover the beads. Once it was poured, I let it sit for almost a week to make sure that the resin is fully cured and hard, so that way I can do the beveling and the sanding. And then we're going to coat it one more time with a very light coat to make it nice and shiny. So I did a 45-degree bevel on it, about a half an inch, and then we're going to sand it. Takes a while to sand it, but you want to make sure that your bevels are nice and smooth and even and no hard edges. And then you're going to sand the top just so that the new layer sticks to it good. Alright, now that it's sanded, we do the light coat and then we let it sit for a week. Make sure that it's nice and dry, and then all you have to do is throw the legs on. I'm putting them about 1.5 inches inward onto the table. They do kick out a little bit at an angle when you mount them, so that way they're not outside the perimeter of the table. I'm going to measure, draw the holes, re-drill, and then screw them on. Alright, now that the legs are on, all we have to do is roll that beautiful bead footage. I think it came out pretty good. I see a lot of flaws in it, but I'm gonna rate it, so usually when you make it, you see all the flaws. Hope you all enjoyed the video, and if you're interested in buying the table, just go to my Etsy shop. It's the same as my YouTube channel as far as the name goes, Morriscomp. And y'all have a nice day.